Marissa Tidewood surfaced into our tide-swept planet at sunrise on 8 March 1999 inside a cedar cottage held high on barnacle-crusted pilings above the shimmering braid of San Francisco Bay. A pelican traced lazy circles overhead, and her mother, a traveling rhythm and blues pianist of forever-slipping pressed poppy petals between sheet music pages, answered the bird with a sweet four-note trill that made cracked enamel mugs ring on their hooks. Her father, a bridge light electrician who sketches cloud gulls on every overtime receipt, leaned close until their freckles blended and promised his newborn that pure gossip, hallway snickers, and clothing rags halting at 14 would always shuffle clear of anyone bold enough to occupy her whole remarkable outline. Curves had wandered the Tidewood line for generations like warm Pacific eddies brushing the Golden Gate, so nobody fretted when baby Marissa split a second cotton swaddle long before the kettle hissed. Granny Coral threaded a cell needle through the burst seams, patched each gap with carnival kite scraps, and laughed that a penny of extra fabric cost less than losing a child's sunrise. Grade school hallways smelled of cedar curls, apricot cobbler drifting from the cafeteria vents, and salt fog sneaking through tilted louvers. Marissa already stood half a head taller than her table mates, blinding the projector glow every time she charted humpback baleen routes on the pull-down atlas. One misty recess, two classmates hop-skipped rings, chanting fairy barge. Each thud her rubber boots set down on chalk squares. That evening, she walked the rack line, pocketed soda caps worn pearl smooth by surf, threaded them on fishing leader, stitched the jangly ribbon straight down her sea glass hoodie, and stepped into first bell at dawn, scattering prism freckles across stained ceiling tiles. A substitute aide filmed 8 shaky seconds on a prepaid phone, uploaded the glimmer to an infant video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers were cheering the girl who melted mockery into lighthouse shine. Marissa printed one violet promise. Beside multiplication drills, clouds crowd only until you flash them bright enough to part. Weekends belonged to the Marina Pier, where her mother's piano chords mingled with diesel grumbles from crab boats, skillet pops from sourdough stands, and gulls squabbling for herring tails. Store jeans wedged at her thighs, so Marissa swapped tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-waist culottes, misted them with squid ink sand dollar silhouettes, then posed at cantaloupe sunset against rust-streaked bollards while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Every photo drifted into an online diary she named Lantern Drift. During the week, a shimmering new app finally reached Patchy Bay signal. Captions toggled between dock slang and truth, like curves anchor gusts steadier than break walls. 2 months before 16 candles, 52,000 unseen hearts tapped tiny hearts beneath each mango post. Proof glowing rectangles hush cafeteria razors faster than any assistant coach whistle. A coastal sustainability scholarship carried her south to UC Santa Cruz. Daylight dissolved inside kelp tank labs, and nights belonged to a 24-hour churro cart glowing neon guava beneath wind-bent cypress. The heat lamp doubled as ring light. Between sentiment orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into tide pool barrettes while decoding dart rotation. In half lecture snap and half sarline hush. One upload mix seal pup chirps with lo-fi shuffle while she chain stitch reflective anchor cord into thrift denim. 47 hours later, counters vaulted beyond 1.3 million. West Coast style blogs dubbed her the churro couturieri, yet every sponsor pitch froze at size 16. She filed each deck in a folder named Shrinking Nets, brushed sugar dust from her cuff, and greeted the next customer with dawn white eyes. Viral Prep Week delivered an email bearing Columbia Sportswear's compass symbol. The team invited her to co-design a spray shell capsule called Ember Tide. Marissa replied with 3 PeerSure terms. Patterns must reach 60-inch hips, half the creative crew hired from community college fashion programs, 10% of net profit pledged to kelp forest regeneration from Monterey to Mendocino. Columbia agreed before sunrise kissed lab beakers rose. The shoot unfolded on a tie-pilled sandbar where plover chicks edged commas toward glass ripples. She guided paddleboarders of every outline across mirror water while a drone traced lazy infinity loops overhead. When the lookbook went live, every extended size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 34 nations, and Lantern Drift leaped beyond 700,000 lantern icons. Breathe in right here and taste that victory. Then give your finger a moment of glory by turning the red subscribe badge a calm ocean gray. One tap and the next chapter glides into your notifications long before algorithm currents can carry it away. Spotlight Glitter Lures Rumor Goals. A clickbait vlog claimed Marissa laced rigid plates around her waist beneath ember-tied shells. At dawn, she paddled a cypress board past eelgrass ribbons, bare feet set in linen shorts and sports bra. Traced each silver strut stripe with crushed bougainvillea petals and let her mother's piano pound a sunrise groove so raw pelicans hovered midst. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, dusting magenta pollen on their own curves until gossip slipped beneath slack tide. Pearl wages twined with capsule royalties, and whipped into Tidewood velvet, a cloud-soft butter-swirling spruce-tip custard, lime blossom oil in mica sparks that glow seashell white under any flash, 19,000. Tins cooled on her father's chart table, lids tied with braided crab trap rope. Every label stamped moisturize your horizon. The batch emptied in 82 minutes, raising $198,000. 20% seeded Beacon grants, delivering industrial surgers and hide phones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Half Moon Bay to Humble. 8 months later, 38 Beacon teens streamed a floating fashion and well song gala aboard a retro purse seiner lit with solar lanterns, dawn colors spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. San Francisco Pear Fashion Night edged Fresh Wharf legend when a backstage blower shredded her sapphire mesh gown from hip to knee, 80 heartbeats before curtain. Marissa grabbed neon dock rope from a stage truss, laced the gap like boot hooks, and walked the planks as though the splice slipped in every sketch. Shutters cracked like kettle corn. Vogue Pacific crowned the rescue rope cadence, and Lantern Drift welcomed another million lantern sparks before brass heard its first cue. A disgruntled internal leak trimmed emails claiming she demanded Salmon Tower banquets and chauffeured skiffs for her rescue sea otter, Ripple. She posted the entire chained, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, captioned screens for deaf stylists, then routed that month's affiliate wave $135,000 into biodegradable crab trap pilots off Bodega Bay. Fans echoed her breakwater creed, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit until whispers flatten like tide pool glass. Family holds her compass true. Twice each month she streams Porchline Groove. Mom rolls soulful runs beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Marissa flips thrift denim while Ripple waddles powdered sugar spirals. One session soared past 9 million viewers when the otter sneezed glitter across the lens. A marine rescue now sponsors every broadcast, tagging rehabilitated otters with solar beacons funded by Tidewood Velvet. Green revenue skimmed beyond 12 million before Solstice 2. She leased a dormant bait shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deck hands plus design grads to whip custards and knot lids by hand during midday funk sets. Efficiency auditors begged for shrink sleeves. She quoted Granny Coral. Fingers keep legend longer than plastic straps, and rope ties stayed. Her feed speaks honest sky. Basalt Bluff portraits share scroll space with troll cart selfies captioned same sky, different tide. She uploads breath loops recorded in sea caves. Printable resilience pages in English and Ohlone, discount codes for sliding scale therapy, tucked 3 swipes down. 157,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. The community glow rides sparkle beneath crushed shell dust. Hundreds wheel sunset causeways wearing Tidewood velvet on collarbones and LED eelgrass tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket money fattens Beacon grants and lifts wheelchair snorkel rigs over Crystal Springs. Chowder shacks simmer late, rockfish chow bowls jump 15% on ride nights. Marissa pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Ripple plush strapped for, pausing to lace any rider's drifting seeker. She is finalizing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names, scheduled for release next spring in 11 languages, while a film crew follows her blueprint to weld retired boy chains into floating maker studios for bay schools. Puma's wide-toe wave lantern sneaker arrives next quarter threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, steering 10% of revenue into Beacon Nurseries, hugging the Pacific Rim. Pause again, let this swell of possibility wrench your thoughts. Then click subscribe if you have not already, because the next tide waits and I would hate for you to miss that surge of uplift. Below this video, you will find fresh Tidewood tins, Beacon Grand portals, tonight's Porchline playlist, and one more gem, the Love Compass, guiding adventurers toward heartfelt connections and So They Whisper, the surest route to making her fall, all free, one tap away. If the soda cap hoodie, shimmer, rope lace gown rescue, or ripple glitter sneeze coax even half a grin tap like, scatter your brightest ripple in the comments and share this crossing with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve reroutes currents. Every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows low to anyone brave enough to plant steady boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Lash gentle breeze before lamplight fades. Shipmate. Subscribe now. Claim your rail spot. Visit the Love Compass under this screen and meet me on the next rising tide. When a fresh story sparks just beyond the breakers and courage speaks your name once more.